Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Town Hall. Different face here today. Amanda's not here today, so I'm going to be running the show. My name's Dwayne Anderson. I'm the Vice Mayor, and we're going to go ahead and get the Thursday, August 22nd, 2024 Town Hall Council meeting going. Please note if there will be any opportunity during the meeting for citizens to address the Town Council with the mayor's declares public comments open. We request that anyone addressing the council sign up, approach the podium when called, state your first and last name, and provide your complete mailing address. Kim, if you'll please call roll.
Mr. Austin.
Present.
Ms. Quetch.
Here.
Mr. Webb.
Here.
Vice Mayor Anderson.
Here.
And let the record reflect Mayor Pillion is absent.
And now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance from Councilmember Donna Quest.
Please join me. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now if we could have approval of the agenda. I'd like to make a motion that we amend the agenda to include the consideration of bids, Phase 1 sewer system improvements under item K, considering of bids.
I'd make a motion to reflect that consideration of bids in item K.
And I'll second that.
That was a motion made by Councilmember Derek Webb and approved by Councilmember Donna Quest. Kim, if you'll call roll, please.
Mr. Austin.
Aye.
Ms. Quetch.
Aye.
Mr. Webb.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Now we're gonna move on to public comments. Don't think that we have anybody signed up for public comments, but if anyone would like to come up, now would be your chance. If you would please state your name on the sign-up sheet that was provided. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Do we have anybody that has any public comments today? If there's no signs in the public comments, okay, we'll ask to move forward then. We'll move down next to the proclamations. We have any proclamations today? No proclamations? We'll now move forward to public hearing.
No public hearing.
No public hearing as well. Thank you, Cam.
Sir.
We'll move to the next one, which will be for resolutions. These resolutions will be regarding the collection of the tobacco products tax, and that will be given to us by our town manager, Mike Cochran.
Sure. I have in front of you, it's a basic summary. Several years ago, when the state allowed the counties to collect tobacco taxes, even though our county doesn't, but they allowed the planning districts to collect the taxes on behalf of and act as the agent for that. And we as a town have never participated in that. And after meeting with the Mount Rogers Planning District a couple times on this, basically what they have is they have a full-time person that does compliance. And we as the town don't have someone that does compliance. And so the benefit is that they would handle the all the tax stamps, and they would handle the collection, distribution of the money, and then it gets distributed quarterly. And basically what it would cost us, it's a $2,500 entry fee to join, and then there's just a 5% fee on top of that, but no additional fees. With that 5%, what I would anticipate is by having the additional eyes and ears taking a look, because they actually have a full-time employee that does nothing but compliance for this, that it would in turn, the increased revenues would offset the cost. The cost based on last year's sales would be, it's a mid 11,000 range, 11,640 based on last year's taxes. But the idea is we have several things that we're trying to get done administratively that would come out of the treasurer's office, and this is just yet another thing that takes up the treasurer's time. And I think by letting the Mount Rogers do it, they've got a pretty well-oiled machine that administers this. So that would be the request that we participate with that.
And as I see here, it looks like all the surrounding counties are going through this with
Yeah, yes, we are like the lone survivor.
Yeah.
We're the last holdout of any significant size. And so, yeah, it's just from, for the retailer's perspective, then they're dealing with someone they're already dealing with if they have more than one location. In this case, we would take effect October 1st. That would give us a month to transition, and then they would, in that month, they would meet with the distributors and the different retailers and let them know what was happening, and we'll send them communication as well. And that way, I just think the long term it would be easier for the vendors and easier for everybody involved, so.
I assume if something happened, I don't suspect it would, but we decided we didn't want to participate, we could always
Yeah,
remove
there's
ourselves later.
I believe it was 90 days, but there's a reversion clause too if you don't like how it's operating.
60, I think.
60? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Mike, is there any data on, with compliance in other areas, how
Nothing,
effective that has been?
not hard quantifiable data. Based on me talking with them, they said what happened is they had some areas that when they joined on and when they did the compliance, then they found that they had people that were out of compliance, and that enforcement action resulted in increased compliance after that, which is why I would anticipate here, given the number of places that we have, that we would have more compliance on the back end of it. So, but what I was told though is that if you take the enforcement action, which would include the seizure of product, it changes they comply pretty quickly after that. And so it's other areas of the planning district where they had stuff like that happen. But so they have a full-time employee, that's what they do. So, and it's just, once they establish that relationship, it just comes, pretty normal. But given the number of places we have, I think it would be, it's just very difficult for staff because it really comes out of the treasurer's office. And then code is doing a million other things. So from an enforcement side, it would be nice if it was all uniform through them.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it as long as I feel comfortable that we're getting our $11,640 worth
Sure.
of it.
Yeah, so what I would say is in about a year, we'll run some numbers and then see how it's tracking. And if it turns out that, it doesn't work, then we'll give them 60 days notice and go back to doing it ourselves.
That's fair enough.
Well, yeah, I can track that.
Are we operating on the honor system basically now, then?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, and for the revenues that we do have are pretty good, but there is no, they said in the years gone by, the police would go by and check on it, but it really is, the police have a lot to do as it is, and tobacco tax enforcement really isn't high on the, so I think having a person who's dedicated to that would really be beneficial, so.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, is it still a stamp that goes on?
Yeah, there's stamps.
So if the compliance is, if there is a carton of cigarettes that is purchased in the town, doesn't have that stamp on it, then they're out of compliance.
Correct, yeah, and like some of the towns that I talked to at one of the municipal meetings, I was talking about the program, and they had like 2 vendors in their whole town. I'm like, well, this is a town where the mayor actually cuts the grass for free too, so it was a different, much smaller organization. But in this case, we have such a diverse type of businesses and so many of them, it'd be better to have someone making sure the compliance was in place, so.
Any other questions from council for Mike Cochran?
I make a motion that we approve the resolution to allow this group to do the cigarette tax stamps and to track those for us on the condition that in 1 year from now, we have it in our system such that we can make the determination that there is compliance and that we feel like it's beneficial to us.
And that motion, or that this resolution will take effect October the 1st, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Officer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Kim, if you'll please call roll.
Mr. Austin.
Aye.
Ms. Quetch.
Aye.
Mr. Webb.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Anderson.
Aye. All right, we have first reading of ordinance. No first reading, no second reading of ordinance. Consideration of bids. And this is gonna be the bid for the Phase One sewer system improvement under item K, consideration of bids, Matt Lang and the Lang Group. Good
Yes, sir.
afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. As we reported during your June council meeting, we did receive bids for this much anticipated project. And because the scope had grown, the bids were more than what we had funding for. So we went after additional funding from VRA and DEQ, and I'm pleased to tell you today that we did get that additional funding, and not only that, we got some more grant dollars to go along with it as well. So they have agreed to fund the entire project, all three divisions, at a 60 to 40 loan grant ratio. So 40% of that $8 million is going to be grant funds that are coming to the town to do the work. So with that in mind now, we are recommending that we award all three divisions to the low bid contractors. And I can talk as much about it as you all want later, but we recommend that we award Division 1 to Portland Utilities in the amount of $1,570,473.98. That we award Division 2 to Jones Road and Bridge in the amount of $3,886,882. And that we award Division 3 to Jones Road and Bridge in the amount of $563,700. And I'm happy to answer any questions you've got.
I know we've worked with Jones before. The Portland Utilities, we've worked with them. You guys feel comfortable with their
We've-
services?
Yes, sir. We've worked with them quite a bit in the recent past, and they're a good group.
They've done a lot of work for BVU.
They have, yes, sir. They're doing quite a bit of work for BVU right now.
I always appreciate that they're called PU and they do sewer.
You know, I'd never put that together. That's good.
That's good.
Well named.
Well, any other questions from council? Do we need to make a motion to accept?
Yeah,
Yes,
make-
sir.
accept and then-
What do you want to do?
I'll make that motion that we award this to Portland Utility in these phases, and 2 and 3 to Jones Road and Bridge.
I'll second that.
And include in your motion that the town manager can endorse the appropriate documents to complete that bid.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
That motion was made by Council Lady Donna Quince, and second by Councilman Derek Webb. Takes me a minute, sorry. Kim, if you'll please call roll.
Yes. Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Ms. Quetch?
Aye.
Mr. Webb?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Anderson?
Aye.
Thank you all very much.
Thank
We'll-
you.
We'll get to work.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna go into new business, and with the new business, we have Kyle Pollard here from the rec center. We're going to be recognizing a couple employees up at the rec center, Grayson Williams, Morgan Scales, and Sandy Long. Good afternoon, Kyle. How are we doing today, sir?
How are you all today?
Doing great, sir. Thank you for being here, Kyle.
Yeah, of course. Thank you all for having us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just wanted to take this time to recognize a few of our great employees. We have a lot of them, but today, especially these three with me. Last week, there was a medical emergency at the Coombs Center. We had a man that lost consciousness during a yoga class. Morgan ran in there, tried to find his pulse, could not find a pulse. These two stepped up, helped a whole lot. And he was talking and moving around by the time EMS got there. And I credit that to these three right here. So it was great to see them step up in a time of, crisis. I feel like I was kind of losing my mind back there, but these three were calm and collected. And I think that really helped take care of the situation. Just relying on their training and each other, really. So yeah, we just wanted to recognize these three. Also, just a little bit of a shout out to the EMS, police department, and Chief Estes. They were all there as fast as they could be. So it feels really good to feel supported by all the departments here.
Kyle, thank you for having the right people in the right places at the right time. And thank you three for stamping up and executing the job very well. Really proud of you all. The two ladies I'm really not too familiar with, but Grayson I'm familiar with. Grayson teaches the swimming classes up at the rec center, and I have two daughters that took 2 years to pass, but they finally passed. That was according to Grayson. Now, thank you very much. I know that was a struggle. They're all on you, hanging on you, pulling you down, but I just want to say everyone at the Coombs Center, thank you all for the wonderful job that you all do up there. You know that the Coombs Center is part of the town of Abingdon, and we really like the things that you all got going on up there. So please keep up the good work, and we have a little something for you all as well today too.
Would you like to join me?
Yes, ma'am.
Alicia, you're part of this group.
Should ask if this kid's age down there.
How are you doing today? Good to see you.
Get a picture.
All right, the first one is for Sadie. Sadie, mom. For you. The second one will be for that spelling on that name working through y'all. And then we got my man Grayson Williams. All right. Thank you all for the outstanding job.
Where you want to get a
Come up
picture?
here, we'll get a picture.
Everybody.
Oh, you're a little taller. I think through this web. There you go. I think someone's mother asked for a picture.
Yeah, there was yeah.
Do we have any old business that we need to discuss this afternoon? No old business? Move on to the next, miscellaneous business and communications from our town manager, Mike Cochran.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to point out is what an amazing staff that we have. We had the humidity event on Sunday. It was apparently it was a whole lot of rain. And we've had everything from trails washed out by the Coombs. We had some roads washed out underneath of the roads. And then brush pickup. My goodness. Seemed like in addition to the storm damage, everybody and their brother this weekend cut down trees and stuff. So our public works and even the Parks and Rec, everybody's been all hands on deck making things happen. And they just work. I just wanted to give them a shout out because they really make it happen. And we just, truly blessed to have such a great staff. And at the Coombs, they're awesome too. I mean, but they already know that. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
they really are amazing. So
Yes, sir.
we just have a great staff. And tonight is Falcons, Meet the Falcons.
At the farmer's market.
At the farmer's market, and there'll be, I believe, food and music and a lot of people, so.
I think that kicks off tonight at 6:30, sir. So do we have any council member reports? We'll start with Councilman Austin.
I don't have any additional report.
I don't have any others. Had a finance committee meeting, good one this morning. Thank you, finance.
Mike stole my thunder.
Oh,
not to
sorry.
meet the Falcons, so.
Okay, we'll move on to the next appointments to the boards and committees. I think we might be going into closed session for that, if that's all right. If council so desires, closed session pursued in the Code of the Virginia 1950 as amended, section 2.2-371A1, for the purpose of considering applications for the appointments, reappointments to the positions on the Economic Development Authority and under the Virginia Holland Small Business Incubator.
I'd make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Derek Webb, second by Donna Quince. We will now,
No, she's got a
Roll
vote.
call.
Kim, if you'll please call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Ms. Quetch?
Aye.
Mr. Webb?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Anderson?
Aye.
Now you can hit it.
That's it.
Thank you everyone for bearing with me through today. Thank you all. Thank you. motion that we reconvene back into open session.
Yep, I'd make that motion to reconvene.
I'll second.
Motion made by Derek Webb, second by Wayne Austin. Do we need to call roll on that? Kim, if you'll please call roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Ms. Quetch?
Aye.
Mr. Webb?
Aye.
And Vice Mayor Anderson?
Aye.
And I would like to certify, I move the council certify that in closed session just concluded, nothing was discussed except the matter or matters specifically identified in the motion to convene in closed session and lawfully permitted to be discussed under the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act cited in that motion.
Mr. Austin, do you so certify?
I do.
Ms. Quetch?
I so certify.
Mr. Webb?
I so certify.
And Vice Mayor Anderson?
I so certify.
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we make some appointments to boards and committees, starting with the Economic Development Authority. And I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Matt Campbell to fill the expired term of Shannon Carrico, and to reappoint Charlie Fugit, who is eligible to serve an additional term. And also on the Virginia Highlands Small Incubator, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Bob Howard to fill the expired term of Sylvia Robbins, to reappoint Catherine Mantooth, reappoint Mike Spiegler, and to reappoint Kent Peterson.
And I'd second that.
Motion made by Donna Quince, second by Derek Webb. Kim, if you'll please call roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Ms. Quetch?
Aye.
Mr. Webb?
Aye.
And Vice Mayor Anderson?
Aye. Okay, if there's nothing else to discuss, I guess we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.